Welcome back to the channel. This year, to get me out into nature, I made a van into a camper van. Question is, should I have bothered? In this video, I'm going to break down all the costs of buying the van, doing the work, and then we'll compare that to what it's worth at the end. On my criteria for choosing this van, it was partly the age, the mileage, and I also wanted to make sure we had a proper door on it. So for this one, and excuse the mess, it does open up fully. So we've got rear seats in here. As a little bit of an extra sit down, so if it's raining, you get a bit of shelter. Most vans come with barn doors which open like that, and I decided I want a tailgate just because you get this little bit of protection, and when you're in the back of an evening or in the morning, and you can open this up and you get a great view of wherever you are. This van is a transporter and it's a Trendline, and it's a T28 TDI. If you're thinking about making a camper van and you're not sure about the difference, the T28 pulls 2.8 tons, and you'll see them T26, T28, T30, etc. So if you want to carry more of a weight, then you need a bigger engine. But T28 is a good recommendation for a base van. This van's a T6 model, and there's a T6 and a T5, which are the main two really, and there's a 6.1. But the main difference is just what the front looks like. The T6 has a bit of a different front on it, so this grille is slightly different than that on the T5. And it's the more modern of the two. So I got it just because I wanted to look a bit more contemporary. Inside, these are the seats that I went for, and they match the ones in the front. Again, these front ones, really tidy. The three types of van you usually get are Start Line, which is the most common, that's your real base van, and then this is a Trend Line, and then one up from that is the Sport Line. So this is sort of not the basic model, it's one up from that to give you a bit more bells and whistles. My first decision on this van was to put the pop top on. So this is the pop top, and I think if you are doing that, pop top's a good choice. The reason I got one is because I felt like it was a bit stealthier if I was doing a random camp somewhere. You can get all sorts of tops for all sorts of prices. I went for a Skyline because I just thought it was really good quality. I didn't actually put this on, I got someone to do it for me. It was a company in Sheffield. So I just didn't really have the capability of getting the whole roof taken off and then do that myself. So I didn't want to do that. I've only bitten off what I can chew for this build. This is from the inside view, so you've got mesh on both sides, and then in the middle you've got a plastic window there, so some weatherproofing. But it makes it really easy to see in the van, and on dull days like today, because it's midwinter, it is definitely worth having that. On the windows, some people get sort of half windows done, but I just wanted to see all the way around, so I got full windows done. Put these in myself. The process of putting the windows in is actually pretty straightforward if you're prepared to cut a hole in the van you've just bought. And I'm afraid if you're doing a conversion, that's just something that you've got to get into. Gone for the full length on there, although this is actually a blank because the cupboard is there. And then round the back, and then again full windows on this side. So I'll show you those from the inside. That's the window closed, and if you just go to open it, easy enough. It does lock in place, so if you are worried about people actually getting in the evening, I've got another insert which fits into here. That'll make sure no one gets in, and you can still get ventilation. As far as doing the windows goes, you just got to accept that the van you just spent a few £1000s on, you're going to start cutting holes in it. It's just the way it is. So if you are going to try a conversion, you just have to get used to that. And it is actually pretty easy to do in Volkswagens, and that's why I got this one, is because actually when you have this all bare, then there's a frame internally, and once you've taken the boards off, when you've done the day one strip down, you can see a guide area to go round. So actually all you have to do is follow that guide area, and it cuts the window out. And I did it roughly first of all, and then went quite close to it, because when you're putting the trim on for the windows, it does have to be quite precise. So I'd say dead easy. Don't worry about scratching the van at that point, because also when you've ground these down, you're going to paint over it and then stick this stuff on it, which is the trim. So actually no one's going to see anything you've done there at all. The windows on the other side also cover it really well, by probably about that much. So if you're worried about any scratches and scrapes, don't. Just do it, be as rough as you like, put some paint on to seal it, and then get the windows fitted, So it's actually more straightforward than you think, although sticking that first drill in your van is quite something. So I'll say, I got someone to put the actual roof on. I fitted this board, so the sleeping platform and the hydraulics. What you can't see inside here also is the bare metal of the van is going to be quite tinny and rattly. So there's some stuff you put on that to make it sound deadened, and that makes it nice and quiet in the van. Then you put your insulation layer inside the walls, and then once you've done that, you then put this stuff on the outside. And this is three-way stretching material. It's carpet, and it's actually quite easy to put on. And I got spray with this, loads of spray actually, I only used about half of it. Loads of spray, and then you stick it on and stretch it in place. You've got a bit of time to do the movements, and once you've done that, it's pretty much going to be stuck where it is. So I would say that's, again, quite easy to do, but you just got to be prepared, and you know, maybe start on a couple of small things first. What I did is did the van in panels. So I'll show you. I got this actually, it's a door store, so that is give me a bit more space for just bits and bobs, and the door store's really good. I'll put links to everything in the description for you, but these is what I'm talking about for panels. So I actually carved these panels separately, and then these are pre-existing holes that are already in the base, and you can just pull those off if you want to. And the reason I did that is because if I want to get behind for any wiring or anything later, it's really easy to remove those, so that's really a good idea. This is the floor. With the floor, I've got this lino on it, and underneath that is one-piece board. And the reason I wanted a one-piece board was to stop any grooves appearing in the line after a few years. So it's got a one-piece board underneath, and then insulation underneath that. And again, that's important for when you're out in winter conditions. The seat I got is a swivel seat. So once you've loosened those bolts, and I'm just going to do the last one here, then this pulls right back. And the reason I've chosen this particular setup is because this one really comes right back. I'll show you how it works now. So from that point, this will come all the way back. Let's get it. And then it's a nice, easy turn. There we go. This is the kitchen setup. So I've gone for this nice wooden top. And in here, dead simple, got what you'd expect. So 2 rings, and then the sink there. Tap here, and also the rings are connected down here. So this is my gas in this box. This box I've fitted a vent underneath so that any gas that escapes goes straight down and out the van, and just the water bottles there. So 1 for fresh water and 1 for the waste. So that's my 12-volt fridge. Space in there. Oh, bacon's fallen over. Put that back. So space there for a few bits and pieces. And that runs off the 12-volt supply in the Sergeant unit. I did choose the kitchenette as an all-in-one, ready-to-go unit. And the fridge was with it. The fridge is a 12-volt fridge. And that's just simple for me first time round to just get that as a kit. As I'm driving around, I can check the state of the leisure battery. And on this Orion Smart app here, I can go in. This goes from my main battery into the leisure battery, and you can see the voltage of the input battery and the voltage of the output. So I'll show you that a bit closer. It's on absorption charge right now, and that means it's nearly full. So that'll top up as I just drive around, and that's easy enough. So if you're doing multi-days and you're not going to be in an actual campsite for a while, that's really good, because when I toured Ireland earlier in the summer, then it just was topped up all the time. I didn't actually plug in once because I was doing driving every day. Anyway, well, kitchen set up, let's get a cup of tea. Just going to grab the table so we can have a nice sit down, and my table is just under here. There we go. This is magnetic, so simple enough. Little push button that opens it up. We've got our little bars here. You just simply place it on there, secure it in place, and then that's it. That can slide back and forward as well, so very easy to manoeuvre it for dinner. This year we've been all over in the van, and me and Alison went to a music festival. While we were there, just thought I'd show you this, and I've been kindly sent this power bank by Asperex, and they're sponsoring this video today. This is the power bank I was using at the festival. Absolutely brilliant. So this one, it's just under 2 kilograms, but imagine you're sat in a field, you want to plug in your devices, you're there for a while, there's a few of you, so you get 4 devices into this, and the outputs are really good. So we've got 2 here, and these are both 18 watt, and then you've got 2 more, and these are 140 watt. So the recharge really fast. The best thing about this, I think, is on the top you can also have a light. This has a really good grip on it, so again it can be grabbed like a lantern. For me, this would be great if you're having a base camp. So if you're stopping somewhere for a little while and you've got your table out in the evening, you've got a light there ready, charge all your stuff, your mates can charge their stuff as well, and it's just a really handy device. It recharges itself really quickly as well. So I'll say it does 2 jobs. 1, it's a light. 2, it's a table charger for everybody, and that's just really great. So if you want to get a discount on this, then I'll put a code on the screen now, and equally I'll link that in the description for you. Sounds like our brew's ready. While we're having our brew, just thought I'd mention a couple of odd things. So insurance is a little bit different if you're doing a van conversion, because as soon as you start tinkering with it, then it's no longer a standard van and you probably invalidate your insurance. So the insurance I've actually got on this is for a van that's in conversion process, and mine lasts for the whole year to get the conversion done, and equally I can add bits on. I've still got alloys to put on this, still got graphics to put on the outside as well, so I can do the adjustments to it, and I know I'm still fully insured all the way through the process. Again, most normal vans have barn doors on, as they call them, but this is a tailgate, so a bit more space. And then I've got 2 little spots there to put things in, and that is very untidy, but that is the sergeant unit just down there. And the sergeant unit controls external power here for 240 volt hookup, which I put in. That's pretty easy to do, and the other half of it does all the small electrics. So the sergeant unit lives in this little rolly case here. So just show you this quickly. So it's got the 12 volt system in there, and this side is the 240 volt system. So everything like the fridge is powered from this side, and the water and whatnot, and then main sockets are on this side. I put some main sockets on here. So for me, I had these 3 and some USBs put in there. I did that myself. It's pretty straightforward to do, plug and play really, and again quite an easy interface to understand. So turn it off, the lights go off. Okay, so I'm a little bit low. I've not been out in this for a little while, but it charges as I go. The leisure battery to control it is just under the driver's seat here, and that's also got the recharging unit attached to it. This is the upper sleeping platform, so you can get 2 people up here and 2 downstairs. So sleeping up here, it's just a carpeted board, so I would actually just put down my mats for when I'm out camping. And the reason I have got a popped up, despite the fact I never sleep up here, is because it just gives me more headroom during the day if you're in the kitchen or just in the living space. As we're getting later in the evening, just pull the curtains to, and the curtains are fitted to the contours of the window, and again you've got a grey side and a black side, so you can choose which suits you. The last job for the day is to get the bed out, so I'll just do that now. And in this one, just put the board down from earlier, and then lift the handle and pull. There we go, couldn't be easier. So to finish off, the other thing I want to say is it worth it? Well, you've seen the money as it stacks up, so I'll put on the screen now the amount that totals to. And if you want to know what the van's worth, Well, to my reckoning, it looks like it's worth £35,000. And the aim of this van build wasn't really to make this the cheapest van build I possibly could. It was to make it something that I wanted. And because I've done it myself, I've saved a bit on the labour obviously, but I've chosen all the individual different bits. So there are thousands of configurations of vans, but if you want to get exactly what you want, then for me, this was worth it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.